Okay, what you're looking at here is a Stirling engine. This is a very good version of a Stirling engine, but if you spin it, you get no power. It doesn't stay on for more than a few seconds, right? Well, that's because a Stirling engine is an external combustion engine. It needs some heat or some cold. It needs to actually see a difference in temperature between the top and the bottom surface to move a bit of a bellows that's underneath under here to create a bit of an air pocket. So it's got a great surface area. All it's looking for is some heat. Well, what kind of heat do you need to move a Stirling engine of this size? About a cup of coffee or a cup of boiling water. Turn down my Keurig, and I'm just going to put that there. And what's it going to do? Well, it's getting hot. Now I can nudge it along, but believe it or not, in just about a second or two, that little baby's going to start to move on its own. I'll give it a little bit of a... Okay, I gave it a little bit of a start, but right now it's moving on its own. Now, if you remember before, I gave it a good spin and it stopped after a couple of seconds. Now, all I've done here is added a cup of hot water from my handy-dandy Keurig machine, and look at her go. Look at her go. Now, for what it's worth, what good is this thing? Well, it's a great little science experiment, if nothing else, and it sure is fun to look at, and it's a great way of showing people a little bit of science. You can see the little bellows moving up and down over here if you look closely. It's just moving up and down, creating a little bit of an air pocket, which then pushes this piston up and down. And of course, there's just a standard cam going on over there, one a little higher than the other, so that when one part moves up, the other part's pushing down, and that's all it takes. So this is the Stirling engine. Really great little, it's a little something to show off. It's something fun. And if you're curious about how long it's going to keep moving on that cup of coffee or this cup of boiling water, believe me, I don't think you'd have time to watch this whole thing if I did. Until that cup gets really, really cool, this thing is just going to keep going and going and going and going and going and going.